You know, one of the things that also happened while we were gone is a lot of people passed. You know, Farrah Fawcett, Karl Malden, Steve McNair, Billy Mays, Fred Travalena, Gail Storm, and today Bob McNamara. So, you know, it's a circle. It is. We're always going to be moving forward and moving forward. So that...
I feel guilty that I'm alive. So many people dead.
Well, but, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening, babe. But, you know, speaking of people who didn't die or go away, or, well, they went away in a funny way. While we were away, multi-billion-dollar Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff went away for 150 years.
Talking about
150 years. That's what...
Justice served 150 years.
You know, the main thing about Bernie is that the SEC, which is supposed to look over all of your accounts out there and make sure that these schemes are not happening, they were asleep on the job, and a lot of these people are getting away with it. So Bernie Madoff is a symbol, and we can hate him, but there are so many other people to hate.
There's a whole company out there. Now,
when is it a government office?
Yes, but when is the... You want to talk about government offices? This is going to go off a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know that here in New York, the Assembly up in Albany has have not been able to get their act together? They have been futzing around since June 4th. They have passed no legislation, no nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? You're not getting any money from me for taxes. You don't want to work? I'm not going to pay.
Oh, you know what else? You know what else you can do?
Send them to jail.
Here's another plan for New Yorkers, and you can do this in any state, I suppose. Don't vote for any of the incumbents on Election Day. Get them all out.
Oh, you vote.
That's what to do.
And
Did you see that move their tuckuses?
That's right. And now, you know, maybe that's what Ruth Madoff did. Because as of now, Ruth Madoff won't be facing charges and has been left with only $2.5 million in cash. And people keep saying, well, why is she able to keep it? Should she be able to?
I think she should invest it with Bernie Madoff.
But no, seriously though, why is she able to keep it? Is she saying that's her money?
It might actually be hers.
She came into the marriage with that money?
Maybe.
What
She
was
might
that
have.
prenup like?
I don't know if there was a prenup.
There was no prenup. They got married in the day.
When you got people whose lives were changed, charities who would just diminish, people working, you know, they don't have jobs.
But did she do it? Because they're not looking at it. But that's what I'm saying. She knew. They haven't arrested her.
They may not have proof, but she was his bookkeeper. Okay?
What set of books was she keeping? Remember, darling, we know many people who keep a couple of different books.
I mean, I don't want to judge these people who are the victims, because I could have been very easily. You know, you put your money in the thing. You don't know. But when you're getting 12% and every push muck is getting 2%, you have to say to yourself, how come they're getting 12%?
No, but he had records that he gave them, Joy. They were records that he gave, and when they asked for their money, they got the money back. When they asked for their money, he gave them money.
I know. So
I know.
He got hit with a lot of requests.
I would say you're getting 12%. You should go with Bernie.
He just kept it floating. The thing, though, too, people who they were paying taxes, okay, on their earnings. Never invested.
Well, so the government got it also.
Yes, everybody got it.
There's money there.
But the big question really does remain, as Joy, you pointed out, who's going to take care of the government agency that dropped that damn ball?
The SEC.
That wasn't just a, oops, let's pick it up. That was a toss over your shoulder, kick it with your foot, get your dog to come and bury it under the thing with a mess.
Well, he was very involved because he was the head of NASDAQ or something. He was involved with the SEC. They were in the same bed together.
It's just
it was Bernie, the SEC, and Ruth all in the bed together.
Well, where were the kids?
Simplify it.
I don't even want to know. But you know what? Tomorrow's a big day, Joy, isn't it?
Because I'm having a reading tomorrow. I wish people would come and bring their kids to, I'm going to read my new sheets of Cockapoo. Max Goes to the Dogs at the Barnes & Noble at Lexington 86th Street tomorrow. So please come, because it's boring to read to yourself.
I'll bring Jeffrey. I'll bring Jeffrey.
Oh, and by the way, it's at 4 o'clock. 4 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to go and come right back with more Hot Topics.
Okay.
You know, the Little People of America conference was just held in Brooklyn, and they want to make sure you have your terms straight. Take a look.
And our main goal this week, from an advocacy standpoint, is to get the word out and to get the idea out that the word midget is highly offensive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They don't like the word midget.
No.
They want the term little people.
Little people.
What are children going to call themselves?
Well, it's going to, you know, it's going to require
Little brats.
Little brats.
It's going to require, you know, some figuring out, because we all have things that we don't want to be called. Each group says, no, I've never liked that word. I don't want it used. So we're going to have to do some figuring, because but I always thought that the word midget was used to describe someone who was different from a dwarf.
Yes.
Because a midget, and this is how it was explained to me, and forgive me for using the word again, but it's the only word I have to work with right now, is in proportion. They're just small people.
But they're all proportion.
But they're all proportion,
everything.
But just very small. And dwarves, was my understanding, the difference was they have different growth patterns. Sometimes the head is bigger, the jaw is longer. So it'll be interesting to see where this takes us, because we're going to have to learn some new terms.
What about a gidget? What's a gidget? Remember a gidget?
But is it really that complicated? I think if that's what they're asking for,
just asking the question. I mean, these words are complicated.
It's
you
not
have to wrap
that tough.
yourself
They don't want to be
around it.
called that, so then we don't call them that.
I'm happy with that, but the little people is not the right way. I don't think.
I don't see why.
Just a person? How about Jack or Maria or?
Because I don't think you can just say it's just a person. You do see differences.
When I win the Emmy someday, I'm going to say, I'd like to thank all the little people.
She has a, you know, so there you are. But now, you know, there's a new book coming out called Bobby and Jackie, a love story.
This is juicy.
They claim that not long after JFK's assassination, Jacqueline Kennedy had a 4-year love affair with his brother Robert Kennedy. Now,
look at that picture.
This book,
Bobby.
This is.
See you later, Bobby.
This is one of those. This is one of those stories that, you know, if it's myth, we'll find out when we read the book if you decide to buy it. Could be myth. Could be a lot of stuff misunderstood. Could be true. No one will know.
That's certainly
but that's a glance. I looked at many people like that, though.
I know, but you know what? Ethel Kennedy had 11 children, I believe. So how do you spell relief? Hand them over to Jackie.
Now, before we go, did anybody see that damn tennis match yesterday? That was the sister, Serena and her sister. That was killer. Then Federer. I mean, it was sports at its best. Congratulations to everyone who played at Wimbledon yesterday, because it was stunning. We're going to be back with comedian Larry Miller.